We always have a blast chatting with our guests about all sorts of different topics, but sometimes we go off the rails and dig deeper into their automotive and motorsports pasts. As a bonus, let's go behind the scenes with this pit stop mini-sode for some extra content that didn't quite fit in the main episode. Sit back, enjoy, and remember to like, subscribe, and support Break Fix on Patreon.
Hey everybody, Crew Chief Eric here. In this pit stop episode, we're going to jump back to the 2016 season to listen in on an interview that had been conducted by the International Motor Racing Research Center after Amy Ruman's first championship win leading into her second championship season. The content is taken from the 50 Years of Trans Am Center conversation that was done during the 2016 season, and it's introduced by Judy Stropis, and the interview is conducted by Josh Ashby from the center.
This might be a good time to jump again to current season and Amy Ruman as the reigning champion, and now with a couple of races left, she is leading in the points. And you say she's tied? Yep. Oh, I saw 1 point difference, but a little bit of Amy's background. She's the first female Trans Am champion, has worked her way up to the championship with her family-centered team, was a podium finisher at the 2010 SCCA Runnels in GT1, and then turned to Trans Am, has competed in all Trans Am series for the past 5 years. Finished second in 2012, fourth in 2013, and third in 2014. Won her first Trans Am race in 2011 and had her first pole in 2014. In 2015, won the last 3 races of the year to finish the title.
This is Josh Ashby with the Motor Racing Research Center, interviewing Amy Ruman, Trans Am Series driver, for our conversation, of course, on the Trans Am Series. Once again, welcome back to Watkins Glen, Amy.
Thanks.
I know I've said that a few times.
Great to be back.
First off, what does the Trans Am Series mean to you? Not only as a driver, but I'm assuming a fan, since your father did run it for a few years.
You know, it's obviously very important to us. It's legendary in our minds, and actually, I think, in the U.S. So, personally, it means a lot to me, especially to get to the level we're at today with winning the championship. And with my dad being in the series for so long and us being a part of it, it's great to continue on the tradition of running in the series. I quite frankly think it's one of the most exciting road racing series out there.
You've made some history being the first woman to win the championship. How does it feel to be in the same record book as Gurney, Donahue, Jones, Fulmer, Posey, and Revson?
Yeah, to be mentioned with those names clearly is absolutely an honor. It's really legendary, the series overall. If you go back through and look at the history of it and who's running it, you know, you take a step back and you're like, wow, I really am in that group now. And you know, I don't really compare myself with people, but to do what we did and to achieve what we achieved on our own, you know, as a single base privateer team, a family-run base team, and to come where we were to fruition today is really an honor. It's exciting. We're still excited about it, and we're trying to come back this year and defend the title again. And, you know, being a first at anything is, you know, it's exciting. It doesn't matter what it is, but we've definitely made a mark for ourselves. Speaking
to Trans Am's history, over the last 50 years, the cars have changed a lot, from basically showroom stock cars with a cage and several modifications, shall we say, thrown in there, to today's purpose-built Trans Am car. What do you think is one of the best changes that happened, and where do you see the Trans Am series being in the next 15 to 20 years?
Well, clearly, we're excited to have the kind of horsepower that we run with the big motors that we're running, 358s now. The power we put down is incredible. You know, I think that's exciting. You know, I think it gives the transition of the series over the 50 years. People can still relate to our cars. We're trying to, with the TA2 class, bring in kind of that pony war type tradition that they used to run. Definitely still there's a crossover into the mainstream American that they can still relate to us, but you know, everybody just likes to watch a fast race car, so that's really where it's at for us. It's all about power and getting out there and giving the fans a show.
And you definitely do that. I know when you were up here earlier this year, we had some students coming in for the Green Grand Prix, and as soon as they saw your car, they're like, oh my God, look, just imagining. Right. And of course you turned it over, and then they were like, whoa!
Yeah.
If you look at the tracks that Trans Am has run over its entire history, you see that's some of America's best racetracks. What track, present or past, would you like to see on the race schedule? even if the track is shut down? Would you love to run it?
I'm glad that Watkins Glen clearly is back on the schedule for us this year. This is my favorite racetrack. I've said that throughout the years. It's just one of a kind here, and especially with the new improvements that they've made with the pavement, it's going to be unbelievable fast. And there's just so many different elements to this racetrack that just are really fun to drive. You know, we do have the opportunity to race at all the best racetracks around the country. It's a little more expensive for us to go out to the West Coast now, but I wouldn't mind seeing Laguna Seca back on the schedule if we did some sort of West Coast swing. And also, I'm a fan of the street course. If we could get back on the schedule we're going to be running at the Detroit Grand Prix this year, so that'll be exciting to be back on track. I was fond of Three Rivers for street tracks, Toronto, Long Beach. I would love to see some of those come back. But probably just mainstream road course, Watkins Glen. I'm not saying that just because I'm here, but no, I've said that throughout my career. It's pretty much my favorite racetrack.
What do you think, not only as a driver, but an entrant as well, do you think makes Trans Am such a lasting series? To make it 50 years when some series are like 5 and done if they're lucky.
Right. I think, the passion is with the competitors. It's never left. The fans have never left us. They've always been supportive. And like I said, I think our format works. We're a 100-mile race. It's exciting to watch for, 70 minutes. 75 minutes worth of racing. You have to get it done in that amount of time, so it's intense while you're out there. I think that model works with the fans, and I think it works with us competitors. It takes away the element of a pit stop or things that could go wrong with driver changes and things like that. It's just a different nature versus endurance racing. But I think each series brings its own different element, and I think that's our strong suit, to be a 100-mile sprint race, to get it done and make it really exciting for the fans to watch.
What's the closest finish you've ever had?
Oh boy. I'd say, wow, that's a lot of races for me to review. One of the top finishes I'd have to say in my career thus far was the COTA race last year. It came down to Cliff Eben and I on the last lap on a restart close to the end of the race. He had gotten by me, and then we came back around and we were side by side. I took him into one. We were side by side through one, down the hill, through the whole entire S's at COTA, then up that little hill on the back, and I finally was able to pass him, and that was the last lap, and I won. So probably, off the top of my head, that's a pretty good finish for us.
Obviously, including yours, what is your favorite car? When you think of Trans Am, what car comes to your head?
Oh, the number 23 McNichols Corvette, of course. I can't deny that.
Of course, yeah.
She
served you well.
Yes, both of them. We got our first win in my dad's original car at the end of 2011. That was our first win. We were going to park the car. We had purchased a newer one. So to get the win in that, our very first win in that car, was exciting for us. A fitting end to it. Although we did get it back out of retirement once or twice, but so I got to go with my favorite car is, of course, my car.
All right. Well, thank you again. I appreciate this so much.
Sure. Thanks for having us.
And hopefully you'll end with a win again this weekend.
Hopefully. We're looking forward to it.
All right.
This episode is brought to you in part by the International Motor Racing Research Center. Its charter is to collect, share, and preserve the history of motorsports, spanning continents, eras, and race series. The center's collection embodies the speed, drama, and camaraderie of amateur and professional motor racing throughout the world. The center welcomes serious researchers and casual fans alike to share stories of race drivers, race series, and race cars captured on their shelves and walls and brought to life through a regular calendar of public lectures and special events. To learn more about the center, visit www.racingarchives.org. This episode is also brought to you by the Society of Automotive Historians. They encourage research into any aspect of automotive history. The SAH actively supports the compilation and preservation of papers, organizational records, print ephemera, and images to safeguard, as well as to broaden and deepen the understanding of motorized, wheeled land transportation through the modern age and into the future. For more information about the SAH, visit www.autohistory.org. We hope you enjoyed another awesome episode of Break Fix Podcast, brought to you by Grand Touring Motorsports. If you'd like to be a guest on the show or get involved, be sure to follow us on all social media platforms at Grand Touring Motorsports. And if you'd like to learn more about the content of this episode, be sure to check out the follow-on article at gtmotorsports.org. We remain a commercial-free and no annual fees organization through our sponsors, but also through the generous support of our fans, families, and friends through Patreon. For as little as $2.50 a month, you can get access to more behind-the-scenes action, additional pit stop minisodes, and other VIP goodies, as well as keeping our team of creators fed on their strict diet of Fig Newtons, gummy bears, and Monster. So consider signing up for Patreon today at www.patreon.com/GT Motorsports. And remember, without you, none of this would be possible.